corporate identifiers for Windows in Intune, enrollment time grouping, and the new Windows Autopilot. What are those and how they can make your life easier? Let's find out. Intune corporate identifiers to use in the Windows Autopilot. No more hardware hash uploads or no more PowerShell script running to upload the hardware hash or CSV file creations to upload the hardware hash to Intune for the device registration. If anyone who has done the Windows Autopilot recently, you know the struggle that you had to go through uploading the CSV files in different ways. It's like a bulk upload by using a CSV file, or individual uploads, or running a partial script to get the hardware hashes uploaded into the Intune. So the Windows devices will get registered, and the amount of time it will take to assign the policies and assign the autopilot profile and whatnot. So what was the process earlier? If you want to discuss about that for a sec. It's still available for this date, but the process is basically you get the hardware hash out of the device and then upload it to Intune. There are a couple of ways you can do. Either you run a partial script to get the hardware hash, or that will spit out a CSV file. So you upload the CSV file into Intune, so the device will get registered, or you run a partial command and then connect to Entra ID, and then from that point the hardware hash will get auto uploaded over the air to Intune. So that's another way. Or if you are working with a reseller to get your laptops or to get your devices, you can get them to upload the hardware hashes whenever you bulk purchase the devices by using the PO number. So those are the three ways that you can get the devices, the Windows devices, registered into Intune before the corporate identifier option comes into the play. So what was the issue in that process? Basically, it's a bit of a clunky process, I would say, because you had to get the hardware hashes individually from those devices if you don't work with a reseller. So it just basically getting the hardware hashes automatically by using a script of like a DIY script maybe, or get the command running on those devices to get them uploaded into Intune portal. So it's more of a bit of a time consuming process. Enter the corporate identifiers. So corporate identifiers was there, I don't know, probably since the beginning of Intune, and it was basically for not for Windows, but for the other platforms like iOS or Android. So that identifier would tell you whether the device is corporate owned. If not, it will be personally owned. So that was not the same for Windows with an identifier. Yes, you can go to the Intune device once it's enrolled and change the identifier accordingly. And during the enrollment process, you have to wait for the enrollment process basically, because the device is going via this enrollment process and the device is joined to Entra ID somehow, then it will be identified as a corporate device. So what's the new enhancement with the corporate identifiers? With the corporate identifiers now being enabled for Windows, what you can do is you can basically upload the serial numbers by using this feature and tell Intune, even before they get enrolled or get registered, Intune, these are my devices, these are the serial numbers, treat them as corporate owned devices. So Intune knows what to do. It doesn't need to wait until the device gets joined and device gets Intune enrolled. So it knows the device is corporate owned and will do all the other stuff accordingly. So before we jump on to a demo, let's break down the process. So we know the devices or the device manufacturers and the serial numbers as well. So what we do is we create a CSV file and upload those corporate identifiers into Intune. So the Intune will treat those devices as corporate devices or corporate owned devices. And then we have our policies that we've created, mainly the autopilot profiles that we created, and then the devices will allocate it according into those profiles and the process will run smoothly. So in here, I want to discuss about the enrollment time grouping in Microsoft Intune. So this is something that Microsoft have introduced with the whole Autopilot version 2 to fasten the whole Autopilot process. Earlier, it was just the device has to be enrolled first, and then it will get assigned into the device groups accordingly to install the apps and the scripts and everything, the other policies as well. But in this case, especially for the apps and the scripts, um, when you set up those enrollment time grouping with the steps, it will um, at the device straight away rather than just waiting until the device gets enrolled, in other words. So let's read what the document says. So it applies to Windows 11. So what this does is, it says set up enrollment time grouping to speed up app and policy provisioning during the device enrollment. With enrollment time grouping, you can add Microsoft Entra security group in the enrollment profile so that the devices are added to the group during their enrollment rather than after, which was the case earlier. So this is a big win when you have a lot of devices that needs to be enrolled, or when you have a lot of devices to be enrolled and just sent out to the users, with with by considering the time essence. So this is a very good step forward, I guess, with the whole Autopilot version 2 introducing into Windows Intune. Also, it says if you don't configure the enrollment time grouping, enrolled devices are grouped based on inventory, properties, and the group tag IDs. Then Microsoft Intune delivers apps and policies based on the group membership. That's the standard practice that was happening earlier or even right now. So Microsoft Intune can only determine the apps and policies a device needs after the device is grouped. That's right. And also the device grouped this way often aren't ready for immediate use. So that means you have to wait until, as I mentioned, the same old thing. It can take up to 8 hours for the post enrollment for the devices to receive all apps and policies. So the device has to check back with Intune to understand any other policies, any other application that needs to be installed, or any other policies that can be acquired. So that will take up to 8 hours. So this is one of the things which I want to discuss in my demo as well. So we discussed about main items here in this video so far. They are corporate identifiers for Windows, enrollment time grouping, and the new Autopilot version 2. Now let's jump on to a demo to find out how these all works together in harmony. So first, look at the things that Intune is asking for when it comes to the corporate identifiers. So for that, I need to go to the Intune portal, intune.microsoft.com, and then from there, I want to navigate into the enrollment tab, and from there you can see the corporate device identifiers. So from that point onwards, so you can see this one that have been uploaded already. So if I just go here, it just let's see what it says. So it says as the device identifier, the Microsoft Corporation is the manufacturer because this is a virtual machine. So the device type is virtual machine, and the serial number is also showing up here as well, and some information as whether it's enrolled and everything. But as a starter, so we just need to upload that information into Intune. So for that, so you need to use the upload CSV file option, and then you have to select the manufacturer, model, and the serial number Windows only option from there, and you get a small message over here. So we need to create that file now. So for this operation, we need to get the partial up and running for this VM. So let's do that. So usually Shift F10 will give you CMD or the command prompt, and you write partial. So that's how you get the partial from CMD. And from that point onwards, you just type this command, which I'm going to put in the description as well. And there you have it. So you got your serial number over here. So we can do a copy paste as it is, and then put it in our Excel file or the CSV file. So all we need here is the second one. I don't know why it's showing up two identifiers over here, but this is just a null one, I would say, just not showing up anything over here. But if you go to the second one, which shows you the Microsoft Corporation as a manufacturer, virtual machine, the device type, and the serial number. So this is what we need, and it shows the device added date and the device modified date and any additional information once the device is enrolled. So it will start showing up here as well. So this is how you add the devices um, into as sorry. So this is how you add the devices using corporate identifiers into Intune, and then we can now look at creating the Windows Autopilot profile, and then we'll go from there. So now that we have the serial number of the virtual machine, in this case, so now we need to identify how to upload this CSV file. First, how to create it, and then how to upload the CSV file. So for that, we are going into the devices section, and then from there into the enrollment under device onboarding. So this is all happening in the Intune portal. So from there onwards, again, the corporate device identifiers option. So I'm clicking add new. So upload CSV file. I'm going to the option, it says manufacturer model and the serial number. So when you go there, it will just pop up a message. So let's click on that and see how to identify. So if you go further down, you have for every platform how to create the identifier CSV file. So yeah, so this is how we do it for the Windows. So it's very easy. Just basically the manufacturer and the device type and the serial number. So that's what we need to do for our file as well. So if I go back to the file, I have the file in the same format. So Microsoft Corporation, virtual machine, and the serial number over here. Yeah, let's see, because it says the serial number doesn't have any dashes, but I have got dashes because it's a virtual machine. Let's see how it goes. We'll add this one and see whether that will work. So save. So I got the file saved already. So I'm going to add the import the identifiers now. Yeah. So this will take a couple of seconds, and let's come back soon. So as you can see, there are a couple of identifiers now showing up. I don't know why this one is showing up, because this is more of a null value as I can see. It doesn't have any serial number or anything like that. But I'm more interested on the second one, which gives you more information. And as you can see, the dashes have been removed from the serial number, which is good. And the spaces have been removed as well. You can see the date added and the date modified if there's anything. And once the device is enrolled, the additional information get filled here as well. So that's how you add the corporate device identifiers into Microsoft Intune. All right, so now to the next section of the autopilot setup. So we need to create the enrollment time grouping first. So let's see how to do that. So I'm going to use the Microsoft Learn documentation for that one as well to get some help, so you know where to look at as well. And also I'll be putting those URLs into the description of this video, so you can find out the information straight away. So this is basically what it says. So if you go to the document over here, so the step one is to create the Microsoft Entra security group. So that's what we need to do here. So for that, I'm going to the Windows Autopilot create a device group option link. So when you go there, just need to create a new group. So that's what I'm going to do. But we had to do something special here. So we need to go to the owners of this group, and then we need to add the Intune provisioning client app. So this is the app ID of that. So for any tenant, it will be the same. So why we are doing this? So that's because to make sure during the enrollment time, the devices that we have added by using the corporate identifiers will get added to this device, added to this group in order to get the applications, scripts, and policies acquired to those devices. So for that, what I'm going to do, I will copy the app name. So there's another one called, or this one, or Intune Autopilot Confidential Client, or Intune Provisioning Client. So let's see whether we can find one of those. So what I'm going to do, I will just create a group over here. We'll just give devices. Doesn't matter, we don't need a description over here. So we go to owner, so this is where it happens. So let's see if I can find. So no, we can't find the Intune provisioning client from here. So let's go into the confidential client option. And yes, as you can see, this Intune autopilot confidential client is now showing up. So we're going to add that as a member. And that's it. So that's the enrollment time grouping, or the group for this autopilot. Okay, so now let's look at the Windows Autopilot device preparation, or the Autopilot version 2. First, I want to go back to the Learn documents. Again, I will add this in the description for you to go through, but I want to make sure there are some prerequisites that you have to meet, and you have to know what this is capable of. Um, Mind you that this is always evolving sort of a technology, so if you don't see something today, you might, chances are you might see them in a couple of weeks or in a couple of months, depending on the release cycles in Intune. But always make sure that you are looking at what's new in Intune document, so the Learn document. So anything new that is coming to Intune, and if it's anything autopilot related, device preparation related, you will start seeing there. So these are the requirements that you need to meet. So Windows 11 2023 H2 with this KB, or Windows 11 22 H2 this with this KB, and you have to make sure the devices are Entra ID join only. You are not able to do the hybrid Entra joined with this new preparation, device preparation method. If you want to do that, if you want to go with the hybrid method, you need to use the previous autopilot, which is the standard autopilot that you've been using all this time. This is only valid for Microsoft Entra ID joined method only. And the device shouldn't be registered or added as a Windows Autopilot device. So if so, it will not go through this process. So it should be a fresh device in that case. So if that's the case, you need to deregister the device, and then you can start this process and get the device prepared. So next up is creating our device preparation policy. So for that, again, we have to go to the enrollment on the device onboarding in the Intune portal, and then under Windows, you can see the device preparation policies. So we'll go there, and we'll start creating one. So you can see the introduction, what's new, and why we need to create this policy and everything. So we'll give a meaningful name for this one. It's a demo, so we'll do as demo. So there. And then this is where we need to add our device group that we created as the enrollment time grouping. So even it says this will contain your autopilot devices when they enroll. So this is the group that we created. And these are the configuration settings. So if you compare these configuration settings with the previous autopilot configuration, you will see a lot of information, or a lot of settings are not there. Setting up the keyboard, for an example, and things like that. So as I mentioned earlier, this is just the beginning, and there's a chance that they might come back into this profile and probably allow the two hybrid interjoined as well. But today, as you can see, these are the settings that you can set up. So it's a user driven, so it's not pre-provisioned at this stage. So it's a single user deployment. So join type is Entra join only. So standard user, that's all right. So minutes before showing the errors, the autopilot error. So it's 30 minutes as earlier. You can change this one as well. So custom error message, you can type something like contact your help desk with the contact number or something like that, and allow users to skip setup after multiple attempts, yes or no, or show links to diagnostics, which is good for help desk troubleshooting these any issues. So this is where you add your apps. So you can start adding your apps. So I'm not 100% sure whether I have. Oh yeah, I have some apps. So let's add this one. Yeah, so only 365 apps at this stage. I don't have any scripts, so I don't need to add any scripts at this stage. So once it's done, if you have any tags, you can do the tagging as well. So here we need to add the user group who are basically who you need to get this profile when you send the device to them, right? So those users should be there. So when they sign into the computer for the first time, they will see the autopilot device preparation profile downloads to the computer and just start showing up the steps. So for that, think, yeah, so this is my test group which I've created. It's only user setup at this stage. I don't think we have users. Let's create a group and just add it over here. That's my group. Probably add my name. Hopefully this should show up. Yeah, there you go. So you can see the group probably. All right, so we can see one user being added now. And that's everything. So you can see all green tick marks for everything in this profile. And we press next and save the policy. So you can see it's been assigned and the device group configured. Yes, so this is a good sign. So you know now this profile is activated. So now we have our virtual machine, which we prepared earlier by getting the serial number and importing it into the Microsoft Intune. So now what I want to do is to go through the steps and to make sure the device is prepared and it's enrolled into Microsoft Intune. So let's go through the steps right now. So my region is Australia in this case. And then I'm using the US keyboard, that's not a problem. So these settings are the ones which are not available right now, which are already there in the previous version of Autopilot. So this is something that you have to look out for when you are doing the preparation steps. So I'm not adding another layout, I'm just skipping it. It's just checking for updates. This might take a couple of minutes. So it says the PC will restart after everything has been updated if there are any updates to be installed. So we are in this screen right now after the machine is rebooted. So as you can see, the device name is also, it's asking for the device name, which was early, it was not the case where you can set up the device name in different, in a format. But right now it's just asking for the device name. So what I'm going to do, I'm just giving like a demo name or something like that. So this will now go through the steps of the device preparation if it's all been added properly. So again, it's asking these options where we don't want to fill, where we didn't fill in the previous section of Autopilot previous version. So I'm going to set it up for my work in this case. All right, so I don't have a company branding set up, so that's why it's showing up as Microsoft. If not, it should show as the standard the branding. So in this case, I'm going to do .com, and this should now ask for my MFA. Just quickly filling it up. Will take a couple of seconds to get to the other screen, and there you have it. So this is the device preparation. Now it's going through the standard autopilot process. As you can see, the device joining to the organization network, registering the device, the standard steps, and also the device setup should go here as well. Any certificates, any security policies and apps and things like that. And then as the final step, joining to the organization's network and the other stuff for the account setup. So we'll wait until this is completed, and then we'll come back. So once the autopilot process is completed, you will get to this screen where you have to select your privacy settings. So I would say these are the settings that might disappear from here, and you'll be able to set up in the autopilot profile itself in the future. So I'll press yes for this one. I don't want to change anything because it's just a demo, and press accept. And in the meantime, I want to show the the Intune profile as well, Intune portal. Once the until the device is getting ready, so you can see a new device now being added into the Windows devices with the same name that we set up. We are device 01, and if you click that, you can see the serial number easily, and it's been assigned enrolled by Shahan, which is myself, because I use my UPN to enroll that. So everything has been set up as usual, so no problems in there. Um, and the device model is virtual machine, of course, and everything will start showing up here. And let's just go back to the corporate device identifiers, because I want to show something there. So if you go back here, so this is still here. I'm not worried about that one. So if you go here now, you can see the status as enrolled for this device, which is added by using the corporate identifier. And also you can see the status as enrolled, last contacted date, and the platform as well. So that's why I said this information will get filled once the device is enrolled into Microsoft Intune. So if you go back to the device, so this is the device now, it's ready to use. So what I'm going to do, I will just log into the device. Because I haven't set up any Windows Hello for Business, it will ask me to create the Windows Hello for Business here. Another MFA prompt. All right, so it says I can't add the pin. I need to go back into my Intune portal to find out why it's showing up. But for now, we'll skip this step. And there you go. So you have the fully prepared autopiloted device, and you can just present it to the user. Or you basically user will get the Intune prepared device. And also, I just want to show something over here. If you go to accounts, access work and school, you can see the device has been added to the tenant, which is EMS route 2 in this case, and the standard information sync as well. Actually, I wanted to check why the applications hasn't been installed, because I've said to install the Microsoft 365 apps in this virtual machine, but it hasn't got installed. So that was a bit of a worry. That's why I want to check by searching for words. No, it's not showing up. But ideally, this is what needs to be done. So this application, which I just added here, that's all good. So you can add up to 10 managed applications, so that's not a problem. But the requirement here is we have to go back to this application and then add the device enrollment type grouping security group into this application as an assignment. So then only Autopilot process knows this device needs this application, and will start installing this application. So I'm not going through the whole steps again, but this is what you need to do. So we know the device group already, the enrollment time grouping security group. So we'll go to apps here. So this is the app that we need to check over here. So under assignments, I'm just going to remove this for 1 minute. Add here, and then we need to add this group which we added earlier into this application, or into the applications that we need to get installed during the process. So that's saved. And if you go back to the enrollment, so now if we reset this device and run the autopilot again, because of this application now in the proper application assignments for this group that we created, added, and everything, it will start installing the application during this process. So now you know how to create the corporate device identifiers, enrollment time grouping, and how to add everything into the new autopilot device preparation policies, and to get the device prepared in no time. So I hope this video was useful. Please like and subscribe. And until the next time, thank you very much.